Hello, my friends on Facebook and on YouTube. Today I got a very interesting video we're going to be doing today. Today I am going to be transferring this rabbit onto this piece of wood. Actually, I just thought I'm going to start out with this. I figured since last time I did St. Patrick's Day, well, we know that's over with, so now we're moving on to Easter. Yep, it's ready. And so when I'm doing this, it takes time and patience. Now, I've had people ask me, how do you do this? Well, you just can't use just any printer. Now, some of you have asked me if I just take a regular printer, and can I do this? No. The only way you can transfer an image like this is if you have a laser printer. If you do not have a laser printer, then you will not be able to transfer these images over onto wood or whatever. You gotta have a laser printer. Now, let me tell you, the difference between a printer and a laser printer, for some of you that never heard of what the difference is, a printer comes in two things: ink and toner. An ink printer drips and prints ink onto paper. That would be ink. Because it drips ink on the rollers and then prints the image out, relying solely on ink. And ink soaks in the paper rather than just where toner or a laser printer uses toner. And what the toner does is the difference is one drops ink, which cannot be transferred on wood or anything, but a laser printer burns it on rather than drips it on. Because laser printer, on the other hand, is considered toner, which toner just burns the image on, allowing you to transfer it onto wood. And that's why I'm able to do this. Again, you can't just take regular printing paper and say, oh, I printed out a picture. Yeah, like I said, it does not work on ink. Again, let me say this. A printer that relies on ink drips and prints, soaking the ink of the image you're doing onto paper, which cannot be transferred. Laser toner, or a laser printer, on the other hand, will burn the image on the paper, allowing me to be able to transfer the image of my choice onto wood. Whether it's in black and white, color, and any laser printer, regardless of what brand name it is. If it's Canon, Brother, HP, any of those laser printers will allow you to will do the same. So I just wanted to make sure that you all know the difference. That's the only thing. And so anyway, when I get done with this is going to look like a very, very nice picture. And one thing it takes is a lot of time and a lot of patience. And if you have to pull up the paper, be careful where you left off. And all you need is a laser printer in black and white or color, and you can turn images like this onto a piece of wood. Now, depending on how much you're willing to spend, these things can go pretty high. But like I said, it doesn't really matter what brand printer you get. And like I said, it doesn't matter what printer brand you get. As long as you get laser printer, you can pretty much get... You can just pretty much just get just about any image. Because the name, it's just a brand name, you know. Printer just has their own brand name. Laser printers are... But remember, you got to make sure it's toner. And you can go to any store like Staples or anything. Or just go up to Walmart and say, hey, do you have laser printers? And they'll show you where they're at. Or you can just get yours online. I prefer to go online and get it just because I have more options, you know. But, So when I get done with this, this is what it's going to look like on this. So when I'm done with this, this is what you're going to have on wood. Unfortunately, I decided to do a thing of eggs. And I'm lifting this up just to make sure that everything's coming out perfect. Good. Oh yeah. So I'm peeking up right now, just making sure that everything's coming out good. And there's nothing wrong with lifting the paper up just to make sure everything's coming out good. You know, because so I'm going to have to go just a little bit slower. Yeah, and the thing about doing this is you just can't rush. And that's like I tell people, you can't rush. That's with beads, that's with, it doesn't matter what you're doing, you just can't rush. I mean, if you rush, then you mess up. And then I got to run back into the house. Okay, so I have somebody on YouTube asking me this question. Where are you doing this at? I'm doing this from my shop. I have a workshop. I won't tell you where I'm from, but I'll just say it's a workshop. I can't do everything in the house. Because things like this, when it comes to this, it is an outdoor project. You don't want to do this indoors because unless you have a good ventilation system, like a shop, I don't recommend you do it inside your house because I'm going to tell you right now, if you knew the fumes that this thing puts out, this is why you should never do this inside your house. Because the smell of burning paper and the image being burned on wood, it's not a smell you want in your house because the walls will soak this up and your house will pretty much smell like something you just did yesterday because this stuff stinks. But if you're out in the shed or like I'm in my shop and I got good ventilation so I don't have to worry so much. And what I'm doing is I'm making sure that the paper is warm because as long as the paper feels warm, then I know the image is going to get transferred over. Oh yeah, and all the wood that I use is real. I do use real wood because I've had people say, is this wood real? Yes. I recommend you go to like a lumber yard and get some real wood. Don't get that fake stuff because that fake stuff, it does not, you don't want to get the fake stuff because it will not, it just, I don't know, I don't like it because it, and a lot of times you can go to a lumber yard and get scrap. And sometimes and like I said, this takes time and patience. Now you're allowed to gracefully peel it up to see how your project's looking. Just don't lift it up so much that you lose track of where you was. And when I'm all done, it's going to look like well, I decided to do a picture of colored eggs, which is what's on this pit, is what I'm doing. So I can't just lift this up without messing up the project. So just wait patiently like me and you'll see exactly what picture it's going to reveal. All right. It's almost done. Yeah, baby, it's almost done. Woo-hoo! Almost done. Oh, ho, ho. This is looking nice. The yellow egg doesn't want to come out. See, this is why I sometimes don't like to rip the paper off. Almost done. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. I don't know why that yellow's not coming on. There we go. Yeah, why don't you move? All right. I actually like how this has turned out. Now, it's going to come out based on what the picture shows on the paper. You know, that's just how it is. Okay. I present to you, and there you go. Take a look at this, and look at that. It's a picture of a bunch of Easter eggs. See? Taking this and then making it like this. Now we're going to preserve it. And with that, I'm going to put some spray on it. I just got to get my stuff. Let's see. I just gotta find it. Where's that stuff that I use? I better plug the exhaust fan in. Who's this big guy? And there you have it. Now all this has to do is dry and it'll look nice. So I want to thank everybody for taking time to watch this video. And to those of you on YouTube, those of you that enjoy what you see, follow me on Facebook to get more updates of when I go live and do things like this. And if you like what you see on YouTube, users, you can click and hit that subscribe button if you are on YouTube. And you'll get updates of when I go live on Facebook and when I post things on YouTube. So, again, thank you. This is my design at 4074. You can find me on Facebook. I meant YouTube. Thank you for stopping by. I want to conclude this. And we'll see you on the next Facebook and YouTube. And see you in the next video.